Pinterest. Pinterest is an online visual discovery tool. People use Pinterest to collect and organize ideas for projects and interests. In essence, it's an online version of a pinboard you might have in your house. Another analogy might be it is a well-organized scrapbook of cool stuff you might want to refer back to. First, you'll need to create a free account on Pinterest by following their instructions. Once you have an account, download the Pin It button from the toolbar onto your toolbar. Okay, so let's look at Pinterest. So first you need to log on. For me, I already have an account, so I just click on here and it comes up. My interface comes up. So what we're looking at, what we can see, is an interface of daily pins of people I've subscribed to. I've subscribed to several hundred of specific pin boards and pinners. So quite often what I do is I take a look when I log on, see if anything particularly interests me, and if I do, I click on it, investigate it, and possibly repin it. So let's look at my pin boards. So this is my profile up here. So if I click on there, and you can see your profile and pins. And what we'll see, quite a range of pin boards I've created. My main particular interest is in ceramics and clay. I have art, surface pattern, jewellery, sheds, design craft. But what we're particularly interested in here for this module is sketching. I've got a pin board called sketching. Also, which would interest us is the still life, and specifically the design development sketching pin board, which is a bit further down here. So let's click on this. So this is a place where anything on the web I found particularly interesting, or from fellow subscribers to Pinterest, I've repinned and I've organized. And this is one of the fantastic positives of this social networking site. It's a way of organizing and finding stuff which you find really fascinating on the web. So if we scroll down, you can see quite a wide range of design sketching. But let's click on one of these and see how it functions. So I've chosen to click on this, and there's an enlarged size of the pin, and then let's click on it again, and we go to the original source of this particular article. This website is called Design Boom. It's a very interesting architecture and design technology online newspaper, effectively, and what we're featured here is the work of Jamie Hayon, who's a very talented designer maker. So we can also look at some of his sketching, so let's click on that. And this is where he's recording, generating his sort of ideas. You can also go to his original website, and I think that's important, that the original source of the pin is there. For issues to do with copyright, and just genuinely, it's important that we recognize the original source of the pin. Okay, so there's a huge range of work which you can explore and investigate and possibly repin if you're interested in it. Let's go back and look at my other board which might interest you regarding designing and sketching. This is the sketchbook one. Again, quite a wide range from the abstract, from the representational to the traditional. We've got some Henry Moore here, some William Kentridge, who's an amazing South African artist. Let's look at Dryden Goodwin's sort of work, who's a UK artist, very talented guy, works across different media, but the core of his practice is drawing. And you can see here some figurative drawing, amazing sort of drawing, mapping Dryden's process of looking. So in this context, I might sort of repin it and then come back to Dryden's sort of work, investigate it, do it as part of research, or maybe even a presentation. what also I'm interested at the moment is looking at drawing robots. So I've repinned and visited various sort of artists and websites to do with drawing robots and performance drawing. Let's look at searching for something. So how do we search? So if let's put in design sketching. What automatically comes up are pins. So very much like Google, you have this vast sort of array of sort of images and information. What I find very fruitful is to actually not necessarily search by pins, but by boards. You can search by pins, boards, or pinners, so you can find myself by typing in my name and pinners. But by searching by boards, what we get is a little iconic image and a small tablet of images below. So broadly, I can sort of evaluate very quickly what I might be interested in. So I'm not particularly that interested in car design, but again, I can recognise Jamie Haon's work there. So if I like Jamie Haon, maybe this person, we sort of have a synergy. Okay, so not many pins, but some interesting design developments of drawings. So this is a way of connecting and almost visually collaborating with people, and very importantly with students. What I find is that I can actually have a visual dialogue with students and other members of staff. So quite often when you come into the workshop the next day, we have straight into a conversation. Hey, did you see that pin? It was really interesting. And we're into that sort of collaborative dialogue about sort of ideas and methods of production, and it's sort of a fantastic resource for that. So it's great for organising and curating your content which you find on the web. It's very good for theming ideas. So for my sort of pin boards, as you can see, I've got quite a variety of themed pin boards. There's one on spoons, so quite an extensive one on spoons. And ultimately, I think from an educational point of view, it's a really great space to share information and expose yourself to new and interesting sort of ideas and possibilities for research.